So teachers, you're welcome and thank you for creating time for our first orientation session. I've just put my video on for you to see who is speaking behind the microphone. I am currently in Jinja for a meeting, and so I will have my video off just to increase the bandwidth for my presentation. And so today is a very important day for African Center for Career Mentorship, because we have always wanted to work with the teachers who are in charge of career guidance in secondary schools and academic institutions at all levels. So it's a dream come true. It is the work we have been pursuing with the different stakeholders, and I'm happy some of them are on the call. We have Madam Anita Malinga, who is on the call. We have Dr. Danny Musinguzi, who is on the call. And then I have my staff, Bena, who has been corresponding with you on the group page. But also we shall be having more staffs from African Center for Career Mentorship join us in our conversation in this. Right. So we have always been wanting to speak to you, and we are happy that today we are doing it. This is just a beginning point. We will have so many sessions and so many engagements with you moving forward. So we are very excited that we have a platform that we shall be speaking, and we have a lot we have planned ahead of you, but also some of the ideas we will pick from you to guide our planning, but also our strategic engagements with you. We want to apologize on behalf of African Center for Career Mentorship that we created the WhatsApp group, but we made only admins to post. That was intentional because we wanted to first of all orient you so that you understand why you are where you are and what is expected of you before we can allow you to begin posting. So from after this call, we are going to open that page such that you can begin posting, because as you post, we shall be getting ideas from you. Not that we don't want to get ideas from you. No, we want to get ideas from you. So we are going to be intentional by opening the page and allowing you to post and advise us and even suggest what we need to do moving forward. The purpose for today's meeting is to tell you more about this journey that we are engaging you in, and a journey that we want to work with you. And at the end, I will tell you what we expect you to be posting on that page and what we suggest not to be posted in that page. So, but to begin, my name is Abel Walekwa Wilson, and I'm a founder for African Center for Career Mentorship. And what you see on the front page are my contacts that you can use to reach to me privately, but also through those emails where you can reach to us as African Center for Career Mentorship. As you go forward, you'll be knowing more people whom we work with, but also whom you can work with moving forward. First, let me tell you something about African Center for Career Mentorship. So African Center for Career Mentorship is an NGO registered in Uganda, and it has a vision and it has a mission. So the mission is to have a functional and operational one-stop center of excellence for youth and professionals' career mentorship. So you realize that our vision is about younger people. And why we think you are very important is because in those secondary schools, all those academic institutions, you deal with the younger people. Madam Anita has a book that she wrote, and the title is Dear Young Adult. So I will say you deal with young adults in your institutions. And so they are very critical in our vision. And that is why we think you are a very important stakeholder that we should work with in pursuing this vision. And that's why we are recruiting you in these engagements moving forward. You are free to not to accept into this engagement, but we think that if you accept and we begin working this journey with you, both of us are going to benefit. You in your school, you're going to benefit, but even us at a national level, we are going to benefit. So we have a mission. The mission is to equip the youth and professionals with changing and growing job market skills and support them discover their full potential for socio-economic transformation of Africa. So it's a big vision. Now, we have a concern. We have a concern that we have been observing as time went on, that we felt we should tell you about those concerns. The concerns are about the product that come out of your institutions, either in a secondary school that where you teach, or in an institution where you lecture or where you tutor. The issues are generic. The issues are cross-cutting. So don't say we are only talking about your institution alone or your school alone. The issues are cross-cutting. And because the issues are cross-cutting, it has an implication that those issues are within our curriculum. We are going to engage different stakeholders, including yourself, to see how we can make a contribution to improving the end results that we see later on. So we have been doing career guidance, but the question is that fellows or the students come with after senior 6, after senior 4, they are cutting across. They are the same from Kabarole, they are the same from Kabale, they are the same from Mbale, they are the same from Gulu. Meaning that what we are seeing could be cutting across in the whole country. And we want to make a contribution with you. That is the main reason why we are here. So African Center of Career Mentorship has a number of services that we offer. I'm going to talk about each of them, but this flyer you'll be seeing it as from point to point. One of the biggest services that we offer, which we want to recruit you in, is called career guidance and personal discovery. So we support students. If you see down in the pictures there, the first picture here, I was speaking to Mulago paramedical students in 2021. And here I was speaking to Makerere University medical students in 2023, early 2023. The question is that students were asking at Makerere University School of Medicine, those are the ones who are doing bachelors in medicine, either in year 1, year 2, year 3, year 4, they were more or less the same questions that I found the diploma and certificate students at Mulago Paramedical School asking me about career guidance and personal discovery. I'm going to show you more photos as we went on. And I have my colleagues on the call who have been monitoring and seeing some of these things as we went on. And so we are like, if we are to address some of the frequently asked questions, let us engage the teachers where these students spend much of their time with. If we can engage the teachers and we give the teachers answers to these frequently asked questions, we will minimize the number of questions that students come with after university or after senior 4 and senior 6. We think that by the time they will finish senior 4, senior 5, senior 6, they will have a number of questions answered already. So we have a number of frameworks and we have done a number of research that we have available to support you and support us in this journey we are beginning with. So if you're wondering how we are going to work with you, is specifically in the space of career guidance and personal discovery. So we have tools and we have frameworks, we have books, we have research results that we have done that we're going to be empowering you with such that you can also go and empower those younger fellows. Why do we think that approach may work? We think so because you deal with them and they believe in you. They listen to you. And because you work in those schools and you are the career guidance master or mistress, many of them will be coming to you to ask questions. So if we can try to give you the questions, okay, the answers, you'll successfully respond to them. But we are also keen to hear from you. What are those questions that they normally ask you at the schools that we should be aware of, such that we begin preparing answers for them, or we do research with you to help answer those students. After career guidance, we have another service called 2University. So we work with the schools like your school, and we bring students of senior 6 and senior 5 to the university. And we are piloting this with Makerere University. And we bring them to just interact with the lecturers and the students at Makerere University for them to have an understanding of where they are coming after their A-level. They ask any question about courses. They ask any questions about the public universities, joint admissions board, the PUJAB and the JAB. Which courses are available? Why should they do this course? Why shouldn't they do this course? We allow them to ask those questions, and they share with the students who are already there. Some of them share they share regrets, they share frustrations, they share successes, they share the good things they are enjoying at university. By the time the students from your school go back, they have appreciated, they know which options they have, they know which various ways to get to the university, they know what other course they can go for beyond what they had in mind. Why did we think this was important? After the release of the USCE and UCE results of 2021-2022, many students struggled, and we were very saddened to learn this year, that a student was able to commit suicide just because the society was very hostile with the results this student had got. This child had got 13 points, and this child, I think the parents overblamed him for having not performed well, and this child lost his life. And so for us, we are concerned, we are saying, no, we need to help this student understand available options beyond what the society or the parents know, or what the teachers also know. The question is, they also come with to us, tell us that some teachers from some schools need to be helped to know the available options which are now lately there. So there was a student who was coming from 2 schools from Luwera and Kasongola after the release of last year's exam. This student argued with me about the credibility of 2 universities. Now, this student said, for me, the teacher for GP told us that A, B, C, D, X, Y, Z. I said, really? Said, yes. So I brought the university ranking in Uganda. This student didn't believe me. I brought the newspaper article, which has the university ranking in Uganda and how universities are faring. This student didn't believe me. This students told me, our teacher told us, our GP teacher told us this and this and the other. And for me and the team at African Center for Career Mentorship and Shine Leadership International and Digest for Me app, we felt that gap needs to be filled. So we are going to work with you such that we get the latest information out here. So by the time you go to speak to the students, you tell them the latest and the available information and options they can go for. We even have frameworks to guide you on that. We have books to guide you on that. So if you are wondering why we have brought you and why that group is formed, we shall be sharing some of those resources. We shall be inviting you for some of the capacity building sessions, which we are going to work with you. It's very intentional because the problem is big. Us alone at African Center of Career Mentorship, we can't finish it. We cannot. Because the question is the same every year. So want to recruit more manpower, want to work with you, want to build your capacity, want to learn with you, want to hear from you. So we have a very important learning opportunity. That is every Tuesday, like the way you've come today, from 7 to 8 p.m. We invite different speakers to come and speak on different topics. All those topics are mostly about career guidance. We strongly believe that if you came and listen to those capacity building sessions, you won't remain the same. You will have an idea of the questions that the students are likely to ask you. Now, if you're wondering if you've missed a lot, don't worry. This YouTube channel that you see here, which I've put in this slide, has all the previously finished sessions, and you are at liberty to go and listen to it. Actually, even this very session here, we are going to upload it on this YouTube such that the colleagues who did not join, because we have 148 members on the page, and so far you are only 8 people, you are only 70 people here. So we are going to invite all those who didn't join to listen to what we covered today. So if you want to know what we have been covering, please you go and just visit this YouTube channel, and please subscribe, because there will be more feedback coming through, but also there will be more recordings. We are going to work with you to even develop other sessions which we think that need to be covered. More that we do at African Center for Career Mentorship is we support the students whom you train and whom you teach to get international scholarships, even international scholarships, even national scholarships in Uganda. So, and if you're wondering how we actually find your students, is it because they come to us? They come to us when they want us to help them to get scholarships abroad. Now, when we try to go through with them with the CV writing, personal discovery, what they want to become, they really struggle a lot. How should they introduce themselves for them to be impactful, or for them to impress another person? They struggle a lot. So we are going to work with you such that these students here, they can be empowered by you in those schools of yours that you teach. At any time where you want to work with us in your school, we are very open to come and work with you in your school. If you think that we should even organize a training for the teachers of English and literature in the whole department, or general paper, or anything, we are happy to come and train your school. So, and that we do it under what we call the Human Capital Development Program. So you're welcome to tell us. We are open. We are happy to design the training with you, depending on whatever you will have seen as we go on. So don't worry. We also have the research and grants writing session, which we support people like you to write and publish your work. We support people on the CV writing. I want to tell you the truth. If there is anything which has really burdened us, I'm saying us in general. So we have a WhatsApp group for all career mentors in Uganda. So we are there. So we have the Anita, we have Danny Musinguzi. If there is anything which keeps popping up that is disturbing us, it's disturbing in quotes, disturbing because we think that what we see is cutting across the whole country, is the issue of CV writing. Is the issue of CV writing. We will show you, and you can go now on YouTube channel and see what we think is the latest way of writing the CV. All the students that come from all schools, and I'm saying all schools, I'm very intentional, because I am coaching students from Budo, from Gayaza High, from Namiryango, from Nabisunsa. I am telling the truth. The challenge is big. The problem is broad. The issue is cutting across. So don't even think it's only your school. No, the gap is cutting across. So we want to work with you, the teachers, who teach these students how to write the CV, such that as you teach them, by the time they come to us to help them get scholarships, they have the basics. They have they have certain aspects clearly articulated. We also help them to write what we call the statement of purpose or the motivation letter. When we ask your students that why do you want to study at Makerere University or at Uganda Christian University, the truth is that they don't know. They tell us that they don't know. When you ask them that, okay, you said you want to do a bachelor's in law. Why do you want to do a bachelor's in law? They normally laugh and they say, we don't know. And that's a big concern. And so we think that if we can work with you, by the time the students are choosing which combination to take at senior 3, they should begin having an idea of where they want to go. I know you will say, but we normally train them. We normally invite people to come and talk to them. We have done research. They have told us the strength of that teaching and that program that you do and the areas for improvement. So on 6th of August, 2024, we have a program which is a one-day training. We are going to tell you in details what the students told us that you should improve as far as inviting people to talk to them is concerned. They even told us, what should you cover what should the facilitators cover when they come to those schools? Just to bring a small thing in context, why we think you're very important. Permit me share with you the study that we did in 2022 with Dr. Danny Musinguzi, who is on the call, and he's going to supplement whenever we're after my submission. So we did a study, wanted to understand the challenges that students who finish senior 6 and those who finish university face in getting international scholarships. So as you can see, many of them were from the science aspect and science background. I don't want to think that maybe generally in all secondary schools, most of the students are going for sciences. I don't know, but maybe you'll tell us in our comments and reaction section. I taught in a high school or in a secondary school for 9 years. That was in Eastern Uganda in Chibuku district. I taught for 9 years. So I used to have knowledge about the scholar combinations and what, but I stopped teaching in 2018, so I don't have the latest information right now. But most of the respondents were from science, technology, those who had done engineering or mathematics or sciences, if I'm to just summarize it like that. You see something that really concerned us. We asked these students that, have you ever felt like a consulting about career choices? 88% told us, yes, we have always wanted to consult or ask about career choices. Now that makes your position in your school a very important position. If you were wondering whether you are very important in that school, permit me to tell you today that you are a very important person in that school called Kitebi SES. Why? Many of the students who are in that school, they want to consult about career choices. So what should we do? The school should give you enough space. The school should give you enough time on the timetable such that you create this forum for these students for these children and these students to ask you about career choices. Even if you forget anything from this meeting, I want you to know that you are very important in that school because of the role you play. And the students want to hear from you. So you need to create a conducive environment for them to learn from you. And you can't do this alone. You need to work with the school management. We want to tell you this. We asked these students, okay, if you have always wanted to ask, have you ever asked anyway? Now, what shocked us is that actually beyond 50% had never asked. That means that the students finish senior 4 and senior 6 with very many unanswered questions in their brain. And that's why we are telling you now, for you to know that those students want to talk to you. I know the timetable can be so packed because we want to finish the syllabus and prepare them for UNEB, but many of them struggle even after finishing UNEB, and they have 20 points out of 20. They don't know what to do next. Anita Malinga has a program of engaging them, empowering them in the holidays and everything, but she cannot finish them. There are many. But even some of them are in rural settings where Anita Malinga can't access. So we want to work with you such that we increase the percentage of how many actually consult. We want to run this study next year, and we want to have a picture which has changed. That actually many of our students actually ask. We asked these students who had finished year 6 and university that, whom do you ask about career choices? Number one, they say that they ask a mentor. The second person they told us that they ask is a teacher or a lecturer who lectures them. This position number 2 is a very important position in this ecosystem. And that's why we are dying with you. And that's why we are onboarding you. And that's why we are recruiting you. The aspect of mentors, the truth is that many schools don't have mentors. So the same you who is a career master, you also double as a mentor. So in other words, you are covering these 2 big areas. And if you're wondering whether you're wasting your time in this call, you're not wasting your time at all. And that's why we have invited you to come. Because the students believe in you. And they want to ask you about career choices. So please be humble, be knowledgeable, be soft, and be in a conducive environment, and have enough time for them to ask you. The question is, can one career master be enough for 2,000 students? The answer is no. Can 1 hour between 5 p.m. and 6 p.m., which is before evening preps, be enough for career guidance? The answer is no. What should we do? We should increase more time. We should have more staffs recruited into career guidance, because many students are not asking. So we asked the fellows, do you actually have mentors? Do you have a teacher at Kitevi ACS whom you believe as whom you take as your mentor? Now, majority say they don't have mentors. We even asked them, how many schools actually have career guidance teachers? Many of them don't have career guidance teachers. And we are happy if we have 148 people who are on that group there. Unfortunately, many of them have not come. I don't know why. Irrespective of the reminders we have been giving them, I don't know why. Maybe they are not in charge of career mentorship, but you'll guide us and you'll be advising us as we move forward. So many of these fellows don't have career mentors. So in part of the teaching we're going to work with you is to show you the role of a career mentor or a coach in students' life from primary level or from secondary level, from university level. As we work with you, we're going to help you see that importance. You will see it. We have done research on that. We will show you the results. We asked the students that what are the frequently asked questions. 42% said what course to study next was what was disturbing them. Many students finish senior 6 and they don't know which course to go for. Many students fill Kujabu and Jabu forms and they don't know which course to go for. Many students finish university and they finish the first degree and they don't know which course to take next or which area should they go and focus in. And we think that gap should be closed at A level, at secondary level, or at university level. We think that should be closed earlier. And we are going to empower you and work with you such that we can close that gap earlier before they come and finish school. So we ask them where they want to go and study from. Many of them prefer they want to go study in the UK, but also in international countries. But a number of them say they want to study within the country. And so we want to work with you because we know you sit with the ministries of education and sports and different levels. We want you to lobby, have national scholarships for the students in Uganda, because many of them want to study within the country, but sometimes the scholarships may not be available for them. We asked them, what are you mostly worried about in terms of getting funding? Their biggest problem is, okay, for international applications, their biggest problem is funding. So what we have done is that, and we want you to know it, is that we have created a scholarships group for Ugandan students or fellows who want to go and study abroad. And we have groups which are available where we share about scholarship information. We are going to work with you to popularize all those groups there. But we only want to encourage the students who are really serious and those who want to really go out. Some of them just join the group and they are not interested in going out. But we have the opportunity for them to come and ask and learn, because there are very many resources we keep sharing from time to time. We have frameworks to help them when they are on those scholarships groups there. We have even an app called Digest For Me app, which was made by Dr. Danny Musinguzi, which filters all the scholarships which are available, and then that app can synthesize for them. So they just click a button and they will get so many scholarships for them to go for. That is a brief preamble why we have invited you to join us. So it is not a 1 week thing. It's not a 1 month thing. We are going to work on this journey with you as long as you are still in charge of career guidance. If the school changes you from being a career guidance staff, we will request that you recommend the new staff as you hand over. Tell them about our group, such that we can add them, and then we can build their capacity as we go on. But as we go on, we shall encourage you to speak to management of the school, such that they know that you have been trained, you have been empowered, you have been coached, you've been supported, and they shouldn't change you from being a career master or career teacher. Because if they keep changing, training a new person is a big challenge, or is a big hurdle. So that is what we wanted to share with you. So in that group which we created, it's going to be managed by a staff at African Center for Career Mentorship. We request that you don't post everything that is happening in your school. No. We suggest that we only post and discuss career guidance or information alone. If maybe today you had a career guidance session, it's okay for you to post. If maybe you had a training on career guidance in your school, it's okay for you to post that. If maybe you want to ask something that a student has asked you in your school and you didn't know how to respond, just quickly post it on the page. Our colleagues or your colleagues are going to reply to you, and you will have an answer to that student. I have been a teacher, and right now I lecture at Makerere University School of Public Health. And I know the beauty of you, a teacher, being knowledgeable on a subject matter before the student asks you. I want to stop my talk now and just give a chance to any of my mentors and my supervisors, Dr. Danny Musinguzi, who is my mentor, Anita Malinga, who is my mentor, if they have something to add on before we can allow the teachers to ask us questions or suggest how they think we should move forward.
Okay, thank you so much, Dr. Abel, for the initiative and for really bringing the teachers together onto the platform and offering SCCM, African Center for Career Mentorship, as a platform where they can come in, first of all, for capacity development, because we realize, given the trends, given the trends and changes in career, in the world of work, it's very incumbent on us as teachers and lecturers to be aware of what is happening out here, and not only just remain closed in our schools and in our institutions, not knowing what is happening in the world of work. There is a lot that is changing. The dynamics are totally different. And so as we prepare our young people, it's just very important that we know what is happening. And having a platform that SCCM is offering is something that is very commendable. And thank you so much for the initiative. Now, myself and Shine Leadership International, we are into youth skilling and youth development, but we also offer career guidance and mentorship for our young people, because the young people have so many questions, but also most of them, you go for a session skilling them in something different they've asked for, but you'll find at the end of the day, they have, they're inclined towards the issue of career guidance. So many of them are worried about the future. They're worried about whether the things they want to do are still relevant given the times, and they're asking how best can they prepare themselves to position themselves in the future world of work, So I think coming together in this platform as career masters, as career counselors, it's very important to be in this space together and share information and knowledge that is in line with career guidance. But also, in fact, when you shared that if a teacher is moving office and is no longer a career, is in charge of career guidance at their school, they should hand over into someone else. I'm thinking they shouldn't even leave the platform, because it should be every teacher's responsibility to offer career guidance to the young people and mentorship in that case. But also, I'm a certified mentor, and I've come to realize that not all of us are aware of what mentorship really is. And so it's something we will discuss with SCCM and see even how to train the teachers to become mentors. The issue of mentorship is very key, because if many of our young people, 88%, want to discuss this with their mentors, and most of them don't have mentors, then we need to know then who is a mentor and who should, who qualifies to be a mentor. So that's also another area to explore. So and then also our students listen to us. They listen to us teachers more than they listen to their parents. And so the burden should be also on us to know that we are giving the right information to these young people. Thank you so much, Dr. Abel. I think I just wanted to re-echo what you've shared, but thank you so much for the statistics. And thank you most importantly, for creating the platform where teachers nationwide can come together to tap into the right information, because it's very important also not just giving any kind of information, but the right information that is relevant in the times we are living in, those of technological advancement. So thank you, and I'm glad to be part of the platform. I'm sure we'll be sharing more as we progress. Thank you so much, and have a nice evening.
Yeah, thank you so much, Anita. You've hammered the message home. Thank you so much. Dr. Dan, kindly unmute and say something before we invite Sawia to speak to us. Dr. Dan?
Thank you so much, Abel. Good evening, teachers. Thank you so much for being here. Abel, thanks so much for that great overview. As a teacher, as a lecturer at the university, I can relate to those points you've really mentioned, and I've really dedicated my entire life to helping people either improve their CVs or win international scholarships. So I'll not talk much, but I would like to emphasize the importance of CV design. And things have changed so fast. The formats of CVs that we are cutting 5 years ago, everything has changed, because now we've got AI, we've got these applicant tracking systems. So I think it's very important really for our teachers and all of us to be aware on what's cutting at the moment when it comes to CV design. I've reviewed, I think, over 1 million CVs, but the sad news is that less than 10 were close to what's expected at the moment. So I think with that training that we are planning in August, we will be able to dig deeper into these issues of CV design. But also, as the world becomes digital, I think there is also need to look at training our young people on how to use the internet or Google effectively. Now you may be saying, what's this old man saying? We all know how to use Google. Yes, I know that. But actually what we are seeing that people are very good with social media, WhatsApp, TikTok, Facebook, and others. But when it comes to searching for credible information, useful information for personal and professional development, I mean, it's a big challenge just using Google as as a tool. And you can see in our results about that question, where whom do you consult about career choices? Online has got a very, very small number. That should worry us.
It is actually very small.
Yes.
Quite
yes.
actually almost zero. It is here.
Yes. What we are finding is that people want to be told. People want to be given information, but they don't want to search. Recently, we had a very interesting example. Somebody wants to know how to convert CGPA into percentage.
It was actually today. It was actually today.
Oh, today. Yeah. Actually, you can type that same question into Google and get the results. But somebody will not do that. Will wait to be given information on these platforms and other things. So I think as teachers, career mentors, counselors, we are doing a great job. But I think this platform that Abel has started will bring more benefits to all of us. And I look forward to having meaningful engagements with all of you in terms of these issues of CV design, winning international scholarships, because our people want to go for further studies. Like a master's is very expensive, a first degree very expensive abroad. So the only way is to go for a scholarship, to apply for a scholarship. But applying for that scholarship also comes with huge challenges. You must be having a winning personal statement. You must know how to introduce yourself. You must know how, a lot of things. So I think we'll be unpacking a lot of things as we go along. And I would like to thank you for being here tonight. And Abel, over to you. I don't want to talk too much. Let's hear from the teachers what they have. Yep.
Thank you so much, Dr. Dan. Sawia, please unmute. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, I'm very happy, first of all, to be here. My name is Narinya Sawia. I'm a teacher of chemistry and mathematics at Chiteli Secondary School. Why I'm school always been having a vision of being that influential educator who is going to empower my students to learn and to achieve and to succeed. And all along it has been a question in my mind, how can I really be that? We understand that schools have very many teachers, they have very many, but there's that teacher whom you look at and feel this is really a teacher. Every student would like to engage with that person. Everyone would like to be with that person because of the influence maybe he or she is giving. So my dream or my goal or vision is to be that person. So this platform, first of all, I would like to thank Mr. Abel for initiating this program and extending it to the teachers. I have benefited, and I think it is driving me to the goal I dream to achieve. And I'm so happy to be a pioneer of this. I think we are the pioneer teachers on this platform. So I'm very happy to be one. And I think as a teacher, we are all supposed to be mentors. And according to the statistics that have been given, I think you're right, Mr. Abel, because as a teacher of chemistry, I'm seeing my students of chemistry and math most of the time have that problem. But as I've shared that I'm also a young teacher who maybe didn't get the chance to be mentored when I'm in school, I didn't get that access to get what I'm supposed to give my learners. So you could teach people, our mind is always focused on grades, what. But at this point, you see that the science students, because most of the students who offer science always come to do those combinations, saying, I want to become this one, I want to be this one, I'm doing this one to be this one. But as teachers, most of the times we fail on how to direct these learners. How are they going to come to their dreams? How are they going to achieve their aspirations? And as a science teacher, of course, I've seen this with my science students. You find someone who did the DCM, and he or she is doing something different from what the combination required him or her to do. So I think with this empowerment, even today, even before other meetings to be held, I think I'm already good to go now. I have something, I have a package now maybe for my students. And also know that it's classrooms that build our stories. Sometimes we tend to not to see this, but it is always the classrooms that make our stories. It's the classroom that is going to change me. It is the classroom that is going to show me that this is what the teacher what the teacher is doing, what the teacher shares, what the teacher does, it's what that person, the student, is going to take, and that is what the student is going to learn. As we shared, that student who insisted that no, my GP teacher said, not my GP teacher said. So teachers, we have a big role to play in this kind of thing. And I think this nation, because we always have this word, we always say, the nation is because we are. True. The product that is being seen outside, the product you're putting out, it is because of us. It is because of us, the teachers. Maybe we are not doing our role that right, and we are trying to bring out citizens that are not good enough in the nation. I think I'm just inspired, and my expectations when I joined this platform, when I joined this, was to get inspired to also inspire learners. And I think I've achieved it, and I'm so happy to be here. I'm also looking forward to getting more guidance and mentorship from you, Mr. Abel, Mr. Dan, and Miss Dr. Anita. I'm very happy to be here, and I request that when I come to you, that I'm putting into consideration my request. I might be having very many questions. I may be having very many. I'm also a young person who is willing to help young people. And I'm so happy. I think that is all I had. It's just a vote of appreciation to you, the initiators of the program.
Thank you so much, Sawia. You've made us very, very happy. We did not know how much this will go, but let's start, and we said let's begin. We said let's begin and we see, but we are very happy for this feedback. Any other person who wants to say something? I know some joined along the way, but I want to thank Tumukunde Amon. Tumukunde Amon was pivotal in looking for all of you, by the way. Amon was the first person who believed in this vision. Let me just give a chance to Amon to say something such that we could maybe close. Amon, do you want to say something? You can unmute.
Well, thank you so much, Abel. I also give a vote of thanks to you for being very visioned, for having, to look at what the needs of the current Uganda are in line with career guidance. And I hope for the best as we go along. I believe we shall have more people, coming on board, and we shall be more impactful. Thank you so much. Yeah, that's it basically.
Okay. Yeah, let's see if there is another teacher who wants to say something. Just unmute, raise your hand, and I will give you a chance to speak. Just click on reaction, on that point of reactions, and then you can raise your hand, and I will give you a chance to unmute. Otherwise, given the small attendance that we have had today, we are going to share these resources with you and all of and those who didn't come to watch before we allow people to post, because we don't want people to get disgusted. Stephen, you're welcome to say something.
Okay, thank you so much. Dr. Abby and everyone. Yes, maybe I want also to first thank you so much for this initiative. Like I shared early on, that I'm in touch with very many learners across different schools across the country. And mainly during the holiday, whenever they return, we come together. So case in point, you may find me that on a daily basis, I do engage with more than 300 students across the country. And I know these students may want to have an opportunity to hear from you, maybe to give them some career motivation, like you have said. May I know whether it has some costs that I may need to incur for the facilitation purposes, and how much can that be, such that I think I can call you online or your team, and then you give them some package such that by the time they go back to school, they're a bit different. I thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much, Stephen. You've asked a very important question. We charge a very small fee, but we can discuss we can discuss that. If you can check on this small flyer, you can take a photo. So regarding career guidance and personal discovery, that's 100,000 shillings, but we think that's a very short time. Most of the online, it's a very short time, but we can discuss with you and we see how we can structure it, how we can make it detailed, because it's not simple. For example, for career guidance, it takes us an average of around 3 to 4 weeks for this person to really visualize where they are heading. We have a framework which is called 4W framework, which I developed in 2022. And if by the time they finish, it's around 3 weeks, average 3 meetings. So if we just want to say maybe it's a 1 hour, the other day, one with the school called Mount St. Henry's in Mukono was inviting me, and they said, they wanted me to do a career talk to senior students for 30 minutes. I told them, please, I cannot do that, because 30 minutes, these students, and it was virtual, by the way. It's virtual, it's online, and they wanted to connect me online, because by then I was out, because I am at University of Cambridge finalizing my PhD. So by then I was out, and they wanted me to speak for 30 minutes to senior students at Mount St. Henry's, Mukono. And I said, not so much. I actually pulled down I said, no. It's a short time. We can't deliver much in that short time. So we will work with you, and we see how we can support those students. Just to get in touch with us. This is a tentative price list, but this is very modest. We can always discuss, and we see how to tone it down and support very many students. However, the other interesting thing is that this YouTube channel, which we are talking about, is Magic Bullet. This one here, there's a lot of free resources that we put every week there. And I am likely to know, I think that it may answer most of the questions, but we are trying to come up with another product where we say, which we shall call frequently asked questions, where we shall compile a number of those questions that people are mostly asking us, and then we provide answers. But that is something we want to do towards the end of this year. But we shall work with you at school as well. So we shall have a small survey with you in August when you come, and we understand the questions the students ask you in that school, in your schools, and then we prepare the responses. But of course, I know that may not answer all and exhaust all the questions, but we shall work with you, Stephen, to deliver on those sessions whenever there is chance. So we normally end at exactly 8. So I've just lost 1 minute. We will stop here. This conversation has just started. We wanted to brief you about why we have brought you together. Now, since people have appreciated and you have testified, that group is going to remain there, and it will do the purpose that we have suggested now. We will keep improving its purpose and making it better so you can learn, and we can also learn from you. For now, we'll leave it closed because few people have come for this meeting. We are going to leave it, we are going to leave it closed. But once we finish editing this video and we send to you, and people have watched it, we will open it such that we can hear from staffs. So if they ask you why the group is closed, just tell them it's because we don't want every chunk to come there. We want to be very organized. So we'll stop here, and I want to thank you so much for your time. And I want to thank my facilitators, Dr. Dan and Madam Anita Muhaire, for creating time for this evening catch-up. Stop here. We shall stop here and shall catch up next Tuesday, same time and same Zoom link. Bye-bye.